This is what the ocean might look like in 2050. Plastic-eating bacteria clear the waters of pollution. Bioengineered coral reefs thrive in the face of a warming ocean. And new species of fish adapted to warmer waters make their homes in Florida's coral reef ecosystem. I'm here to show you this vision of the future ocean, one that's not entirely my own. It's based on real scientific trends happening in our oceans today. Extrapolate them forward just a few decades, and imagine what life might be like for the creatures that call the sea home. Our first stop is the surface of the water, where we see more plastic than ever before unless something changes. Every year, the world produces 275 million metric tons of plastic waste. Most of it doesn't get recycled, and much of it winds up in the ocean. By 2040, the amount of plastic in the ocean will exceed the number of fish, unless we can find a way to clean it up. Enter our first solution: bacteria that devour plastic. Scientists have found that some bacteria are capable of digesting plastic, breaking it down into its basic components. If we can identify the genes responsible for this digestion and spread them around, we could create an entire population of plastic-eating bacteria. The cleanup could take decades, but eventually the ocean would be free of plastic pollution once again. But there's another major problem facing our oceans: rising temperatures. Since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, humans have caused the average global temperature to rise by about 1 degree. But 90% of that extra heat has gone into the oceans, causing rising sea levels and less snow and ice in the Arctic. As the ocean warms, many species will struggle to survive, including the corals that form the foundation of many marine ecosystems. Corals need cold, clear water to survive. As the ocean warms, they'll likely die off, leaving the fish that depend on them for food and shelter out of luck. But there is hope. Scientists are working on a way to create new types of coral that can thrive in warmer waters. Their plan is to use genetic engineering to give corals the ability to produce heat shock proteins that protect cells from damage due to high temperatures. If it works, we could save coral reefs from destruction and give marine life a fighting chance to survive. Of course, some animals will still go extinct, and new ones will move in to take their place. As the water temperature increases, species that live further north will move towards the poles or deeper into the ocean to find suitable habitats. But other species will move in and take over the territory of those that have moved away. For example, as water temperatures increase, fish that prefer warmer waters will move in and take over the territory of those that have moved away. Some of these fish could even be new species not seen before. As the oceans change, so will the creatures that live there. Fish are already exhibiting changes in behavior and physiology in response to warming waters. Some are growing larger eyes to help them find food in the dark depths. Others are producing more offspring to ensure that at least some of them will survive. And some are migrating to new areas in search of suitable habitats. In Florida's coral reef ecosystem, a new species of snapper could take over the reef. Today, the gag and red snappers live in this ecosystem. But they'll likely be outcompeted by the lane snapper, which has a larger distribution and is better adapted to warmer waters. This means that the lane snapper will grow faster, reproduce earlier, and have larger bodies than the other two species. But these changes won't only affect the animals living in the ocean. Humans will also feel the effects of a changing climate, rising sea levels, and ocean. Acidification will continue to threaten coastal communities and the fisheries that we depend on. For food will likely collapse if we don't find a way to farm fish and other seafood in a sustainable way. Luckily, scientists are already working on solutions. They're redeveloping new methods for farming fish underwater that could provide a sustainable source of protein for the world's growing population. These farms would use the energy of the tides and currents to pump oxygen and nutrients into the water, creating the perfect environment for fish to grow. What's more, these fish farms would be powered by the sun, meaning they wouldn't produce any greenhouse gases or other pollutants. So while the ocean of 2050 may not be the same as the one we know and love today, it doesn't have to be a dystopian nightmare either. With a little ingenuity and a lot of hard work, we can ensure that the ocean remains a thriving ecosystem for generations to come. Thank you for watching this episode of Futuristic Aquatics. If you enjoyed this journey into the future of our oceans, be sure to check out our previous episode on the amazing animals that live in the deep sea. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting adventures in science and technology.